I'm here on the ground with my nose in it since the whole thing began. I've nurtured every sensation man has been inspired to have. I cared about what he wanted, and I never judged him. Why? Because I never rejected him. In spite of all his imperfections, I'm a fan of man! I'm a humanist.
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're recording. Don't worry about some of this stuff. I can edit it out, no problem.
Okay. I was going to say, it sounds a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if that's my side, your side, or...
What about now? Still fuzzy?
Wait, it went away when you asked, but then it just came back. It's not bad, but it wasn't as clear as it was when we were talking a minute ago.
Oh, okay. I feel you. All right. And we're going to start now.
And there it goes.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, I was watching my clock. I was going to start it, so I'm timing it. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Kevin with Big Fan Podcast. And today we have a cell tower climber. And one of our subjects we're going to be starting out with is 5G towers and coronavirus.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Matt, can you just introduce yourself a little bit? Tell them about your work experience.
Yeah, my name is Matt Polanski. Been climbing towers for 7-8 years now. Worked on AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, Sprint, US Cellular, all sorts of guys. Maintaining, upgrading, building cell towers, cell sites, all sorts of fun stuff.
Well-rounded. Okay. And how do you feel about this conspiracy theory about the new 5G technology and the
killing people? Oh, yeah. just the coronavirus? Because I hear all sorts of things, but it's crazy. Yeah. It's all sorts of crazy. It's like not only the coronavirus, people are saying like it's causing like crazy cancers and I don't know anything else, but
so it's just crazy cancers.
just crazy cancers. I don't know. Yeah, and I guess the coronavirus, all sorts of diseases, mind control. That was another one. Yeah. It's being used. It can target you with like the radiation to kill specific people. There's all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories about it.
Yeah, my main thing I'm hearing is radiation poison.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I believe it. That's not what this is not that. We're just talking about it and stuff because I am a telecommunication network specialist certified, and you've been climbing towers for the longest. And so we're gonna have just a conversation, a discussion about this. But it looks like the rollout of 5G in Wuhan, they said that was the first place it started, and that was false.
Yeah.
And that got a bunch of TV people and stuff like media superstars posting stuff, and but the main thing is they've always been against like 5G, and then it was 4G, and then it was 3G, and before that it was internet. They're like that's gonna give you cancer.
Well, it's like cell phones getting held to your head causes brain cancer and tumors and whatnot. It's people don't understand what it is. Like 5G is pretty much the same thing as 4G. It's the same thing that they've had for all this time. It's just on a different wavelength, different frequency. It's still within the same frequencies that were being used before. So, I mean, it's all the same shit.
Is it still optical fiber?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the fastest thing that they got. But I mean, it's I think it's 2700 or 2500 megahertz is what 5G is running on. I couldn't tell you if that was AT&T or US Cellular right now off the top of my head, but I
I
mean,
believe I believe it's 6 gigahertz to I believe like 28, if I'm not confused.
28 might be right. Yeah. And then so I mean it's still
They're saying it's 100 times faster.
well, it's 100 times faster, but it's no different as far as the frequency goes. You know,
How
it's
did they
not
pull
going to
that off?
well, I mean it's just using more radios, more antennas. It's just a little more powerful, but it's not like 300 times more. I'm talking like the wavelength, not like how much it's running on your phone. You know what I mean? I'm like a little
Yeah.
bit like kind of high right now. I didn't know we were going to be talking about such crazy stuff. But you know, it's you know the
Not enough to
700, the
poison
19,
somebody.
yeah, the 700, the 1900, 2300. It's all within that same window of frequencies. You know, it's not like suddenly it's like, you know, 2300 was AT&T, 2.5, 2500 was Sprint. It's not like this is like a million, you know. It's like all within the same frequencies. So like being that it's more dangerous than 4G is just crazy, is stupid. That's all I'm getting at, is that it's just one little notch above 4G. So to like think that like suddenly 5G is melting your brain or causing like a coronavirus type event is ridiculous.
Yeah, but people do believe this. They've actually burned down a large number of 5G cell phones, cell
Yeah,
phone towers.
yeah. Well, crazy people believe anything. You know, there was a book. I read this book, James Patterson Zoo, or I think there was also a TV show by the same name, but it was about the book. But spoiler alert, it was 4G cell towers that was changing like the way animals thought or like their brain chemistry. It was causing all animals on the planet to attack and kill humans. That was like that came out like maybe like 10, 15 years ago, that book. James Patterson, The Zoo. Good read. I
I've never
listened to the
heard of
book on
it,
tape.
but I'll check it out though. I'll check it. Audio.
Well, you know what? There was a TV show too. I don't know how the TV show ended, or if it even ended. They might have like not picked it up, but it was the same thing. It was just like animals going crazy, killing people. They didn't know why. And in the book, it turned out it was because of 4G cell towers. So they like turned them all down, and then all the animals like stopped killing people. They like turned them down for like a week or 2 weeks, but like once all the animals stopped killing people, they turned them all back up because it was like we need this technology. So like same thing
Yeah,
with 5G. Like even if it was causing coronavirus, like would you rather not have it?
I would not.
Well, you know, most people they can't put their cell phones down. All they want is faster speeds.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Like the cell phone companies, they've actually made way more money that they're keeping. Well, not them, but the government's keeping everybody inside.
Yeah.
You know, like imagine how much like somebody used to be on their phone, and now they have endless time where it's like, okay,
Like
keep
now they got nothing
searching
else
for
better to
shit.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TikTok and you know
That's why like
YouTube.
I've been biting my tongue a lot during this whole like pandemic thing, but like people talking about like um uh, uh, uh I just got a brain fart. Uh,
Well, look at this though. Nobody.
essential the essential workers of like, okay, you know, doctors, they're like the most important for sure, but my sister's all like, you know, dental hygienists are like this important bunch, and it's like, okay, but if like you guys stopped going to work, like people's teeth would get fucked up. Like if we stopped going to work and like cell phone towers stopped working, like there'd be riots in the streets. Like how would people have gotten through this without their cell phones?
Are you guys getting hazard pay?
No, fuck no.
No.
No, I got at the beginning of this pandemic, I got 5 of those like disposable blue and white masks. Like, that was it. That was it.
They're like, those are good for 6 washes.
Yeah, they just keep washing them. I'm like, motherfucker, like 3 of them broke pulling them out of the bag. Like, I'm down to 2, and you couldn't find any at the time. And like, yeah, we're not around running water or anything like that. We didn't get shit.
So you don't hear nobody saying like there are stronger antennas blowing stronger frequencies on people, like the microwave dishes.
Microwave dishes, fuck yeah, microwave dishes are blasting major power, but they're shooting a focused beam over like 30 miles. You know, cell phones aren't that, or cell towers aren't that. But microwave dishes have always been more dangerous because they're such a focused, concentrated, you know, they're like a fist-sized beam going such a far distance. We're like,
you couldn't stand in front of that.
Yeah, no, there was that story of the guys at SAC. I think they were in New York working on a rooftop. And, you know, we got RF monitors in the industry and everything like that. And like the people trained us on how to use them. And we assumed the trainers knew how to use them and everything. But it turns out like they didn't know at SAC how the fuck they actually worked because they were on a rooftop.
And they were like, we got him.
Yeah,
we got him though.
Yeah, we got him. Yeah, they beep. They make nice colors and noises. But there was a crew on a rooftop in New York, and their RF monitor was going off. You know, and they looked at it, and it was like within the tolerance of like, hey, you can't be here all day, but you could do like one of those RF like awareness plans of, you know, we'll work in the area for like a half hour, and then we got to take a 10-minute break, in like a non-RF area, and like, you know, I think they were able to do like an hour or 2 of working, and then like, you know, have to be off for like a half hour, out of the area for a half hour. And this is in like OSHA's guidelines of like how to deal with RF, you know, and the RF frequency that they were seeing on their monitor. This was like the correct plan to be implementing. At like the end of, I think it was like 3 days or maybe a week, 2 of the guys on the crew ended up temporarily blind for like a week and a half, and the other guy was all fucked up with like RF poisoning, like radiation poisoning and shit.
Corona.
And the Rona early stages. But the crew managers, like project managers, and everybody got together, and you know, they thought like these guys don't know how to use their monitor, but like they went to the site and they saw like, hey, you know, this reading, they were doing the right thing for the reading they got. Well, they broke down, they got like an RF mapping of the site done, so you could see like what RF is like and where it's all coming from, I guess. So like they looked at the map, and it turns out it wasn't RF waves, it wasn't radio frequency waves, it was microwaves. So like they were getting blasted, and it's like it would show like 20% RF on your RF monitor, but like in actuality, like 20% RF was like 250% microwave. And so they were getting fried and like didn't even know how the shit was working. So like, yeah, microwaves are fucking dangerous. And like, you know, broadcast towers are pretty semi-dangerous, but they're pumping like a lot of fucking power, you know? Like they're carrying a radio signal like 100 miles, you know, however the fuck far a radio signal goes. Like a microwave goes, they do like 30 mile hops. It's like those small dishes, I think, are like 30-mile hops. Those bigger dishes, I think, go even further. But like cell towers, you know, they're like a much broader wave. You know, I don't know. They're less, it's dangerous. Like you wouldn't want to stand in front of one all day, but it's not as dangerous as like a microwave, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the vaccinations? The vaccination cure?
the cure.
Yeah.
The vaccinations. I don't know. I'm for them. I'd like to stop like having to deal with all this shit. I'm getting sick of forgetting my mask in the car, like getting like 3 steps away from my car and being like, oh, motherfucker, and having to turn around and go back for my mask, and like having to be paranoid about getting sick every 5 minutes.
Feels like a Resident Evil scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I I'm gonna wait it out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like that too. I wake up every morning with like a cough, and it's like, is this it? Like, did I get it? Fuck. What did I do 2 weeks ago? Like trying to backtrack.
Who was I around?
God damn it! I knew I should have stopped at that gas station.
Yeah.
Why didn't I buy new hand sanitizer?
I seen Joe Biden. He was getting the shot.
Yeah.
He looked a little nervous though too.
Well, you know, it's like I don't know, new things. I feel like this is how Resident Evil started. Probably like some kind of like shot vaccination gone wrong. Fast tracked. You know, I'm just waiting for like 10 years from now, being home on like a weekday and seeing those commercials. Like, were you affected by the coronavirus in 2020? If so, call the lawyers of Franklin, and Bash.
So they're giving the most important people the vaccination right now.
Yeah.
But what if the vaccination, like a month from now, like kills everybody or some shit? It's like
You just killed all the important people.
Yeah.
I've watched enough House. I'd have to take over as a doctor.
Yeah.
It's not lupus. That's all I know.
CPR certified. Watch out.
Yeah.
You're a nurse.
Put a tourniquet on it.
Yeah. Make the people who used to climb be like, you're back as a tower climber.
Yeah. No.
I don't want to do that.
Too bad.
Yeah. I mean, that really could happen because it's a new.
All the
drug.
government goes.
Yeah.
Suddenly, we're just a third world country because of the vaccination.
So, do you feel like any which way it could be like radiation poisoning? No, right?
What? Oh, the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Those people are crazy. That shit was before the coronavirus. I was seeing all those YouTube videos of, you know, they showed the cell tower. This thing's pumping out 300 bagillion gigawatts, and it's fucking being used to control these little microchips in our brains. And they've been looking crazy, stupid conspiracy theory forever. They were blaming it on 5G because all of the maps were lining up. Like, look, this is where the 5G coverage is now, and this is where the Rona outbreaks are, and they like lined up like pretty good.
It did though.
Yeah, it did, but it's like, well, those are all like the most populated areas. Like, of course, there's going to be like the 5G there because that's where all the people are, and like, of course, there's going to be Rona outbreaks there because that's where all the fucking people are. I don't know. It's, you know, those fucking crazy. I hate to like call them crazy Trump supporters, but you know, they fucking believe anything.
Yeah. Yes, they will.
How do you feel about the coronavirus or the vaccine? You gonna get a vaccine?
No, I'm scared of that shit. Did you see how long that needle was?
No.
Like, if you check that shit out,
No.
it's huge. It's like
Jesus.
It's like 1.5 inches.
Do they gotta stick it up your nose too?
No, they stick it in your arm, but they stick it all the way in.
Oh my god, they stick it through. Shit's gonna go through my arm.
I'll wait till they got the pill.
Yeah, right.
You know? Take one pill every day like a vitamin.
You gonna let your kids get it?
No, like I said,
Guinea pig, your least favorite. No, fuck that.
See, but that's the thing. Like, they could change that shit where, like, if the kids got to go back to school, they have to have a vaccination.
Yeah, well, they were gonna do the teachers, I thought. I don't know. I thought I heard something on the news that or maybe I was hearing they were gonna get tested like every fucking day. But I thought they were gonna vaccinate the teachers and then send all the kids back to school.
I just hope that they don't fucking. Damn, I forgot what I was going with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit that part out.
That's going.
So how is it climbing towers in the wintertime?
Oh, it's terrible. You know this. It's terrible. Like even like the little bit we've had this year so far, like the 30-some degree days, like I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I had like the worst clarity. Like I swear to God, like I was on a tower 2 weeks ago. Like it was a little chilly, like wasn't super cold. I was like sitting there waiting on a troubleshoot, just like sitting there waiting for like hey, you're okay to come down, or like, hey, it's still fucked up. But like not doing anything, just standing there. And like I swear to God, like I don't know if it was a split personality kind of thing, or like if I've been in like a coma for a while, but like suddenly it's like I was seeing clearer than I've ever seen. Like, what the fuck am I doing up here? Like, why am I up here? Like, the fuck am I thinking? It's cold. What kind
Yeah, that's crazy.
of stupid shit am I doing right now?
How high were you?
The normal amount. I think it was like one of those like oddly sober days, and that's why it was like I think I'm having like this like epiphany right now.
Yeah, and see, minimum wage is like $15 in most places also.
Yeah.
So then it's like tower climbers need to be making way more money.
Well, I think like McDonald's was hiring or maybe it was like managers or some shit at like 22 an hour. Like Amazon, like wasn't Amazon hiring at like a good amount? Like I thought they were like 21, 22 an hour.
Well, if you have a degree, yeah.
Oh, really?
You know.
Oh, is that how it goes?
You can make. If you don't, I mean, you'll still make like 15 plus. You know.
Yeah.
When they were doing hazard pay, I think it was like 18.
Yeah.
But they give you enough. You can make like 60 hours a week if you want to. You know?
Yeah. See, that's pretty decent. You should just lie about having a degree. Yeah, I got a degree in business management. Can I see your diploma? Just like, I lost it. I was always thinking at like a certain point in time, like you're too old for them to be asking about like your college experience, right? Like, just like fake that shit. Yeah, I went to I don't know, like fucking Brown University. I studied fine arts. No one's gonna check that shit.
Yeah, being a tower climber is rough, especially like you could die.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the main thing. Do you ever think about that?
Not in a while. I try not to on like a regular basis. Jeff does give me shit because I always like before he goes up, somehow always get in a conversation about like a recent death in the industry or like how somebody died previously doing like what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, why do you always gotta like bring up death like right before I go up? I don't know. That's how the conversation spins.
Yeah, because a couple weeks ago, one of the dudes fell off 280 feet.
Yeah.
And they said like they don't know how.
Yeah. You know what I saw that there was like 2 or 3 deaths in the last like 2 or 3 months. A couple falls.
Yeah, but usually when they say like they don't know how it happened, that usually means like the dude was up there free climbing.
Yeah, doing something stupid. Well, I thought they said too that he, or maybe they were talking like the guys that he worked with that like he was always like safety conscious or like something stupid. I thought I read something weird that was like weird, you know, because like usually like would the guy like jump?
Sure.
Yeah, it was like there was something weird in like the article I read. I thought that like his guy said his ties off or like something stupid like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the rough thing and shit. Like you could climb 300 feet and then you still have to climb like 150, like kind of tying off everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not free climbing, but put you in a position.
Yeah. Well, that too of like. I've definitely like used some straps that like should have, they should be good, but like if you put it on like a sharp edge, like I don't know how good it is anymore. Like prime example, I had those like sort of thicker, longer straps, and like they're good for 5,000 pounds. They should be good in a fall and all that kind of shit and whatnot. And I've used them on like pipes and like pulled up like some serious weight on like pipes and whatnot with them. But I used it to tow my car one time And I like choked it. Yeah, I choked it around the tow hitch, which is like kind of like a sharp edge ring, and then I stuck it on the tow truck. Like I had an actual tow truck guy there. I fucking stuck it on his tow truck, and he gave me like a jerk. It was like a little like sudden jerk motion, and it fucking ripped right at like the rough edge. It was like, I don't know if I like choked this around like an eye hole, like one of those like the peg bolts, like where the peg bolts into. Like those are rated for 5,000 pounds. Like you can tie off to that, and you can like put your strap on there. That's fine. But like I don't know about putting like one of my straps on that like that's a rough edge that like might cut my strap. I don't fucking know, like. But you try not to think about those things when you're doing it. Like it's all rated, but I've seen it fail on something like this before with less weight on it, like than a fall would be. Yeah,
freak accidents and shit.
But it's like if you like think about that shit all the time, like I imagine you couldn't do this job. That's like people who can't climb usually it's because they're like overthinking shit. Like, dude,
were you scared when you first started?
No. I mean, you were with me when I first started. I mean, the first tower I climbed was like 125 footer or something like that. I went straight up without stopping because I didn't know I could. And then I like, nobody showed me how to climb. The guy handed me a harness and was like, it was a job interview. I was at the base of the tower. He's like, so you think you could climb that? Like, yeah, I suppose. I don't know. Never tried. He's like, all right, well, here's a harness. Go for it. I was like, okie dokie. Like, okay. So I'm like, can you show me how to put this thing on? He like shows me how to put it on. And then like the cable grab, they just kind of gave me like here's how you work the cable grab. You flip this, pull this back, stick it on there, you're good to go. And it took me like 20 minutes sitting at the bottom, like trying to figure out how the fuck this thing goes. I finally got it, and then I think they gave me like one of those like non-adjustable yellow straps. I would have had to like undo, wrap around a peg, clip back onto myself. Nobody showed me how to use this shit. I just fucking climbed up. Like Bobby was really like, you didn't even take a break. Like nobody told me I could. Nobody showed me how to. Yeah, I mean, to climb, no. I wasn't necessarily scared to climb. I was like kind of lazy, like not wanting to climb. Like once I got up there, I felt like I was pretty comfortable. But like I would, like showing up to the tower at the beginning of the day, I'd have like butterflies in your stomach, especially if I didn't know like what tower I was going. If I've never been to the tower before, like I'd be like definitely nervous on the way too. And then like some towers, before you go up, you're kind of like nervous to go up. You're nervous like once you get up there. But you get kind of comfortable fast if you're like on that tower multiple days. I think like what I used to have. So go ahead.
I was gonna say I just wanted to make a point. Like, there's two types of climbing though. There's like when you're doing tiger team, and you got to go up there by yourself. And then, like, when you're doing a full build where it's like 3 or 4 dudes up there, then it's like, hey, guys, I got beef jerky. You want some? Okay,
that's and in the wintertime, it's definitely nice to have guys up there because, like, you realize that, like, other guys are just as miserable as you are. Like, I can definitely last longer on a tower with other dudes than I can. But, it's flip side sometimes because, like, sometimes you talk each other out of it, like I'm okay. Like I'm not that cold. Like I could be up there another few hours, but I asked dude like, hey, how are you doing? I'm freezing my ass off. I'm going to go down. I can't fucking deal with this anymore. All right, fuck it. We're both out of here. Like fuck it. Like I could stay up here like another 2 hours, but like if dude's going down, I'm not staying up here. Like fuck that. But, other times too, it's like, I'm cold. I'm fucking cold too. Let's push through it. And you like build each other up a little bit. Like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But like, definitely going up by yourself is like, going up there. Like, I don't know when I'm like doing something stupid or when I'm like doing something for the team. You know, it's like negative 20 degrees out. Should I really be sitting up here for another like hour waiting for this alarm to come back? Even though we know it's probably good, you know, or should I say, fuck it, it's too cold and climb down, you know? Like, I don't like being the one to like make that call necessarily. But like, you know, I used to get butterflies showing up to the sites every morning, and like now I don't so much anymore. Unless it's like something really crazy, stupid we're doing, and like I've never seen the tower, like shit like that. But like very rarely. And like at night, when I was sleeping, I used to I'd have dreams where I was like still on the tower, and I'd like wake up freaked out. You know, like those dreams where you're falling and you like wake up before you hit the ground. Like same shit, like just with like climbing.
That's because you used to lay down when you're on
Yeah.
You
I'd have a dream like I'd be trying to fall asleep and I'd be like climbing up the tower and then I'd like miss a step and like fall, or like I'd slip on my right side and like I'd wake up suddenly like, oh shit, what the fuck, you know, like ugh. Like now it's funny, now I have dreams where like I'm on the tower and like it's the end of the day and it's like time to go down, but like I don't climb down towers anymore in my dreams. I just jump off the top. It's 250 feet. Like, that's not that high. Like, jump off the top. Like, I've had several dreams where I've fallen off the tower and, like, I don't wake up. I actually, like, hit the ground. So, like, I don't know if I've become, like, too comfortable now.
Yeah, and if you've never slept on a tower, you're not a real
Oh,
tower
fuck yeah. You haven't done any real work.
Sleep on a water tank.
Yeah, I slept on that water tank for like 6 hours. I woke up thinking like, fuck, they must have been trying to get a hold of me. And like, nothing. They weren't even trying to call me. They forgot I was up there.
Yeah, but it's like one of the best jobs you could have if you're like prone to bullshit. Like if you could handle people with bullshit, you know, because like you see the best shit in the morning, you know, it's like, oh, it's beautiful. Where's my camera? You know, take a bunch of pictures if that's what you're into. But
that's like, it's the job to have in the spring, summer, and like early fall, you know. But like once that like cold winter snap hits, it's like, fuck this. I always think like I should just like take the pay cut and go be like a forklift driver at my mom's work. Like, fuck.
Or ice on the pegs.
Oh, yeah.
You got to tell the boss, like, his ice on the pegs. He's like, well, knock them off. It's like so primeval and shit.
I hate the there's ice on the pegs. Well, they're going to be there tomorrow, too. It's not like it's going to melt tomorrow, so, like, maybe you could, like, start chipping them off today. Like, motherfucker. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this.
Let's go work in the shelter.
Can't you get any like Florida work? Like just because you guys can't get any southern work doesn't make it my problem.
Yeah. And see, the thing about it is, in Chicago or like out here, I think like the tower climber should be making way more money, like $40 an hour or something. You know, and like what's wrong with that? Like, you know, nothing. Like. It's manual labor. You're really climbing a fucking cell tower, hundreds of feet every day through all types of weather.
Well, it's not like the company still wouldn't be making money. You know, they charge you more for like each dude. But I think in California they get paid like significantly less because it's like no climbing. Like in that no climb state, like I think it's just California, maybe, or like all the West Coast. Like I think they pay their foremen like $25 an hour. That's like the top foreman pay. It's like, oh, that kind of stinks. It's like all the bullshit, no climbing, but like, nice weather, I guess. But you know, 25, that might not be so bad for that area. I would probably take the pay cut if I was working in California year round and I didn't have to climb anything ever.
See, but in those hot places, you get like snakes. And
that's like the main reason I stay away from like those warm places. They got like fucking tarantulas and shit. I can deal with snakes, but like scorpions, like that's fucking gross. Tarantulas, fuck that.
Deal with bees.
Yeah.
A wasp up here.
There was a hotel in
500
oh
wasps.
fucking killer those what are those killer wasps or psycho wasps or killer bees, whatever the fuck got stormed this year.
Go tell them the story about when we climbed through like 500 wasps.
Oh god, those fucking wasps are cool as hell. The bees on like the towers they're like drunk as fuck. Like they look so angry. They look so angry and agitated, but like they will not fuck with humans. It's like the craziest thing. But what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell the story. Remember?
yeah,
when we went
that
through?
story where oh god, I can't remember what state we were in. But oh man, it wasn't that tall of a monopole. It was like 150 foot maybe. Well, I don't think it was like super tall. Like we were doing that stupid ret shit where we had to carry up a ret home run and plug them into the antennas and like change the down tilts. But like we could do it manually. I thought, or yeah, we could do. I couldn't remember what the hell happened. Like I think you went up. How the fuck did it go? Yeah, you went up. And then you were just going to go up and set them manually if you could, if I remember this right. And you got.
Okay,
what?
here. What?
So
go ahead.
you got up there and it was like a fucking shit ton of bees. There were like the bees were blocking out the sun. There was like literally no joke, probably over 1,000 bees at the top of that tower. And I think you realized you couldn't set them manually. I had to carry up the rec cable to you, I think. Well, I made you climb down halfway because I didn't want to climb all the way up with it. And I was climbing up, and you were climbing down. And you could see like there was this like swarm of like thousands on top of thousands of bees between us. And like as you're climbing down, and I'm climbing up, this swarm is getting more and more compact. And they like keep compacting into each other because they're staying like 5 feet away from the both of us. It was the craziest fucking thing. And we got like 20 feet away from each other. And this swarm, like I could not even see you through this swarm of bees. There were like so many fucking bees. And then like I took another step. I think you took another step down, and they just like fucking exploded out the side of this tower. It was like an explosion of bees out the side of this tower. It like all cleared up between us. It was fucking insane. And I think they probably went back to the top. I don't know what the fuck they did after that. But like, yeah, they're like literally drunk. I always compared it to like they are drunk guys at a bar, and like humans are like pretty ladies. Where it's like you walk up and like they get super agitated. They start fighting each other, but like they come up to you and like they're scared of you. Like they swarm away from you. They try to fly away from you. They'll like run into you and then like immediately just drop to the ground. Like they don't fuck with you at all. But like they attack the shit out of each other. They like hate the shit out of each other when they're like that. I don't know why. They like fucking get high on the RF.
So Matt, what's the future of a tower
The
climber?
moon. Did you see that shit?
What?
I think Nokia actually put out a contract to build 4G cell towers on the moon. They did that like last month or like a month and a half ago. Yeah. Yeah, like the future could literally be putting like cell phone towers on the moon. There's actually a contract out for it right now.
We're gonna have to fact check that.
Yeah. Google it. It's worth a Google.
Google it.
Can I Google while I'm on here?
Maybe. Can you still hear me?
Are you here? Did I lose you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you cannot Google on this. Now we know.
Just discovered that right now.
Yeah, no, it was actually on like the fucking news maybe like a month or two ago. I saw it. It came up on like the Tower Climbers page on Facebook. And I thought like, oh, bullshit. And I think I saw it on Wireless Estimator because I was like kind of randomly looking at like job postings and shit. And then I saw it on like the morning news one day before work, like maybe CNN even. Like, oh shit.
Did you see that bomb?
No,
On Christmas
no.
Eve?
You know what? I was like
Christmas?
half awake, and I heard something on the news. I think I had like CNN on, and I like heard something about it. What is it, Nashville? Where did it happen?
I actually didn't
No,
do too much research on this.
I just heard it. I thought I dreamt it. I heard something like in a half awakened. I was like taking a nap, and I just had CNN on, and then I thought I heard something about like a bomb on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I thought it was Nashville, and like I haven't really seen anything else about it.
I heard it was an 18.
That's I saw that on like a fucking Tower Climbers page. Like, okay, which one of you decided to try and blow up the AT&T building? It was like, fuck.
Yeah, what if they did that? What if they did that because of the coronavirus shit?
They probably did. Some crazy.
Yeah.
I think they haven't. I feel like they've gotten past that conspiracy by now. Or are people still on that like fucking 5G shit? There's probably somebody who owed like on their bill. They like cut their they cut their cell phone off during the pandemic. That's what the fuck happened. That's essential.
Yeah, that's madness though.
Yeah, well, that's you cut off people's cell phone services and suddenly they go crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any. I have no idea.
Well, let's say. If I'm
No, you can look up some stats.
But so in Cook County, there's been 8,114 deaths and about 300,000, almost 400,000 people who caught that shit. And that's crazy. But like the deaths aren't really deaths. Like if you have corona and you die, then they just chalk it up to, they're like, oh, he died from corona. If you die from cancer or something,
yeah, you get hit by a bus.
Then they try to. Yeah, it's all everything's ran by money right now, though. That's the scary thing. And shit, like it's all lies. Like when that one dude was like, oh yeah, don't get masks and shit, and then he was like, well, I didn't want to tell you guys because I didn't want to scare you guys because we need all the masks for essential people first. But then you can't trust them and shit. It's like, nah.
Oh, so you wanted all the masks for yourself? you wanted to steal all the masks.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you can't trust politicians. I don't know. You never trust those assholes.
My thing is like they still got the schools fucking closed. So if you're like a single parent, like imagine that shit, like a single mom who was already going to work and shit. Now you got to do school too. It's like how do you work?
Yeah.
How do you work that out with your job?
Someone's doing night classes.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like real rough. It's like my sister's freaking out of like, oh, my nephew's falling behind and shit. Like, oh, he missed out on he's in like kindergarten, maybe he's 5 years old. Like, oh, he knows his shapes, he knows his colors, he can count to 10. Like, the fuck is he really missing out on? It's not like he's like learning adding or subtracting anytime soon, or like, what do you really got to teach this kid? Like, what's the big deal if he like just doesn't go to preschool, like just starts kindergarten? Like, is he? He's not gonna know how to make friends. Like, I think he'll be fine. Like, he missed preschool and suddenly like that you can't make friends for the rest of your life. You're like 38 years old. I never went to preschool.
Well, it's the future now. So these kids, they make off like Fortnite.
Yeah, you like never even meet your friends these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids aren't going to the park.
The future is here. Yeah. Shit, kids don't want to. I don't blame them. If I had technology like that,
Yeah, no kidding. Have you seen that movie, Ready Player One? No? Yeah.
No.
It's pretty good.
Nope.
It's pretty good. Oh, it's about it's like a future that I could kind of see happen. Well, not like I guess could kind of see happening. But it's like in the future's so shit. Like the real world is so shitty that like somebody created like an online, like a video game pretty much, but it's just like a online virtual reality like world where you can like be anybody, go anywhere. Like there's a whole planet Earth and you can visit any country or city, state, whatever you want to do, or like other planets. And it's like pretty much like every video game, like kind of all rolled into one, plus like just chat rooms and like it becomes like where people hang out in like the future. Well, it's a pretty popular movie. I think it was like a Spielberg. It just came out like 2 years ago. It's a good movie.
Yeah, so the coronavirus, the coronavirus is getting worse.
Yeah, it's the fucking
What's explain the winter?
Well,
wave.
it was like the second wave or the winter time. It was going to get worse in the winter time, and I mean, so far it's been getting worse.
So is this going to keep going up? Like
I don't fucking know. I'm not a doctor. I imagine it's going to keep going up until like the fucking vaccines take effect.
It's going to start going up when they start making 6G.
When 6G, it'll be COVID 2023.
Yeah, but they're saying that shit could it morphs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That it's
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called when a virus.
Do you know anybody?
Didn't Vicky have it? My friend Sandra had it. Yeah, no, she had like real like fucking like a weak strain. She had I don't think she ever had a fever. She like lost her taste and smell for like 48 hours maybe. And then that was like it. She had like a cough. Like a cough for like 2 days maybe. Like yeah, it was like very mild. She only got tested because like one of her friends, I guess, had it that she was like hanging out with. So then she got tested like a couple days later, and they said she had it. But yeah, after like 48 hours, she was good.
It's like 19.
Like still stayed home for like 2 weeks.
And 19 million people got that shit.
Yeah, I think she's like the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Her and I think Vicky had it. But and then a bunch of people, I think Nicole had it. Nicole and her kids and her husband. Yeah, there was like a lot of people on like you didn't go to Nicole's Halloween party, did you? No, I heard that was a super spreader event.
Super spreader.
Like 9 people that went there like got it or some shit. Or like Nikki and like her kids and her husband. It's like 4 people right there. And then I think Bobby and Robert went, but they didn't get it. I think Rachel. That was it. Rachel and maybe Hannah went, or Rachel and Steven went, or maybe they didn't go. I can't remember what they were like worried. They got tested, and then Ricky, your dad, I don't think he ever got tested, but he never felt anything. But your grandma was like losing her shit like she thought she had it like every 5 minutes, I guess, and like she wanted to go get tested, but nobody wanted to go take her. She's like, I think I got it. Like I think Ricky gave it to me, and like Rachel's like, okay, and she's like, take me to go get tested. She's like, well, Mom, if you don't have it, then I'm going to take you and, like, you're going to risk getting it. Or you do have it, and I'm going to take you and you're going to risk giving it to me. Like, fuck you. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Yeah, it was like
that shit's everywhere. That's why I quarantine myself, man. I go to work and then that's it.
Yeah,
I come home.
like, luckily I've been doing this for, like, fucking 5 years now, but...
quarantine
Yeah,
yourself.
it's like I don't do anything anyways, but like it still sucks. Like everybody's like so on edge, and just like trying to do one stupid little to have like one little fun party. Like a bunch of people maybe got sick, but like I don't think they got bad. I think Nikki had like maybe a fever.
Yeah, some people it just like it's like the flu, or like you don't even have no
Oh,
symptoms and
fucking
shit. You're just a
Gabby,
carrier.
Gabby, her baby, and her baby daddy had it. Yeah, all three of them had it. It's like fucking Bobby is like immune to it or something. Like I swear he was at the super spreader. He took care of like Gabby and the baby when they had it. I think like he might have had it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I've known a lot of people who've gotten it. Come to think of it, if I sit down and like think about it. Yeah, it's like no, I feel pretty
Do
left
you have
out.
it?
Like honestly, I feel
When was
pretty
last?
left out.
Do
No,
you get
no,
corona
I
tests?
might have had it, but I don't think I did. Yeah, it could be good. Like
Carrier.
asymptomatic or whatever.
Well, I got sick at the beginning. Like it was a bit. I think it was like in February.
Yeah,
I got sick as fuck, but this was. I think it was
yeah.
corona.
And see, I had the same thing. Like they
But I
said it
beat
was
that
here
shit.
in November, and I got like really sick in December. Where like I caught a fever in December, and I haven't had a fever in like a while. I haven't been like sick in a while. Like I got like kind of sick in like December last year, but like I think too early for that. I don't know. And then there was like a few weeks there, like maybe a month or two ago, I had like a cough. I got like a bad cough. Like everybody at work was staying away from me, but I'm like, I feel great. I feel other than this, like if it is the Rona, I think I feel like better than normal. I think the Rona gave me superpowers. Now, you want me to cough on you real fast? I feel great.
So how long do you plan on climbing cell towers?
I have no idea. Hopefully not forever.
Forever?
Hopefully not for the rest of my life.
Do
My
your knees
like
hurt?
body hurts.
My back used to hurt, man. Like fucking
Yeah.
my knees were killing me. My hands
Yeah.
were all fucked
It's
up.
like, right now I feel okay, but like I haven't really done anything in like a week. So we started this new site. It's out in like fucking Bumblefuck. It's literally a 3-hour drive one way. So it's a 6-hour round trip every day I'm driving. But we've been building shit on the ground for like a week and a half now, so I haven't had to climb anything. But man, it's gonna hurt like next week. It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Like luckily it's out in the middle of nowhere, so I guess like if we rig it once, like maybe we can get pulled up every now and then. But like we'll see how it goes.
What is it?
It's
What
a
type of
monopole.
structure? Monopole. Montepole.
Yeah,
Favorite.
yeah, it's not bad. It's like 150 foot, which is nice because it's this U.S. cellular shit, which like everybody else has been getting. We had like 10 of these sites. This is like the last. We're down to like the last 2, and one's in like Peoria, which would have been like a 2.5-hour drive. This one's in Minier, Minier, Illinois, and it's like 3 hours away. Well, like every other site, the other 8 were in like Rockford, which is like an hour and a half away from me, but they were like 350 foot towers. It's like, fuck that. Like, just as it's starting to get cold out. And now we got the last 2. They're the furthest away, like 3 hours away, but they're like 150 foot monopoles. All the other ones were like guide towers too. It sucks. Like 300 foot guide towers. Ugh. Like fucking kill yourself. I would have quit. I would have quit a long time ago. Like fuck this. How many of these do we have? Like fuck. I'm like ready to quit over the 3-hour drive. It's not so bad on the way there, but on the way back is like fuck. I worked like an 8-hour day, 10-hour day. And now I gotta drive 3 hours home. It's fucking brutal. Yeah. And it's like, well, you could get a hotel, but then it's like I'm missing out on like 6 hours a day of drive time. No, I mean, maybe I'm missing out on like 3 hours. I guess I could still leave the hotel at like 6 a.m. and then just like sit on the site for like 2 hours by myself. I don't know. The shop sucks. It sucks in the fucking wintertime. It's gonna start snowing, and I'm gonna have to drive like 3 hours back in a fucking blizzard. It's gonna be ridiculous. I better.
Or when you gotta climb a tower.
I better start bringing. Better start bringing extra drugs in case I gotta spend the night in a hotel. Like, well, I'd like to stay in a hotel, but all my buds at home, so guess I'm driving home.
You know they passed a law for that, right? For federally.
What?
They federally passed it.
Shut up! No, they didn't. When?
Yeah, they did.
I feel like I would have heard more about this. What?
My first...
What'd you say?
I said it was on my first podcast.
Oh, really? I thought this was your first podcast.
No. This is my first guest.
Oh, your first guest on your podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Do people actually listen to these?
Subscribe. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm on Spotify, man.
Oh, yeah? That's why I asked you earlier. I was going to listen to some, and then I guess I won't listen to any.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I fucking will.
Yeah,
Not going to listen to this one.
We're going to get bigger.
not going to listen to this train wreck. I signed up for softball questions. Hi, I have Matt here, and I'm going to talk to him about the plight of the Indian civilization. What the fuck?
If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, so we have Matt Polanski as our guest, and thank you very much for coming on the show, and we appreciate it so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.